Hi friends, welcome to ANG World. Here I am with a automobile topic which is related to drive, how the drive is transferring from engine to rear wheels or front wheels or four wheels. The topic is powertrain of automobile. You know, in this particular topic we are going to know the components which are going to be installed in the powertrain system of automobile. Here comes the topic, the powertrain of automobile. Powertrain in automobile. Why do we need powertrain in automobile, right? Why do we need it? So to transfer the drive from engine to rear wheels. If we are considering here a rear wheel drive vehicle, if we are taking cars or any front wheel drive vehicles, there will also be a powertrain there in the particular front wheel drive vehicle, so which transfers drive from engine to front wheels. And some off-road vehicles and SUV vehicles, right? Not XUV, SUV, sports utility vehicles, right? In that particular vehicles, the drive is transferred to front wheels as along with the rear wheels. So here we have some additional equipments which we will not be found in front wheel or rear wheel vehicles. So let's get into the topic. So here comes the diagram, right? If this one is an engine, this one is an engine, right? I have a fan here, and here comes a wheel, which is flywheel, right? Here comes the flywheel. This one is engine. So this particular engine, right? So the drive, actually powertrain, right? The power generates this particular engine, right? So this engine generates power, by converting fuel energy, so chemical energy of fuel into thermal energy and thermal energy into mechanical power, right? Here we'll have this particular flywheel in rotation. So here comes a component which we called as clutch, right? This one looks like this, and here this particular clutch is attached with the flywheel, right? When the flywheel rotates, what happens? Clutch also rotates because it's bolted to flywheel, right? So it rigidly fixed with the flywheel. So when the flywheel rotates, the clutch also rotates. The construction of clutch, we'll go through the construction of this particular clutch in the next upcoming videos. Here the topic is powertrain. so here we have clutch, and after the clutch we have a shaft which we call as an overdrive shaft. Actually, this overdrive shaft transfer the drive, or the torque which generated by the engine, the power which is generated by the engine is going to be carried towards gearbox through this particular shaft. This one is called as OD shaft, right? OD shaft means overdrive shaft. So when we are talking about the construction and functional details of this particular transmission, we'll come to know this what is OD shaft and how it's functioning. So here comes the OD shaft, right? And actually this one is connected like this. Here comes some gears, here also some gears which are attached, which are connected via teeth, right? Here this one is the gearbox, and next to the gearbox we have this particular shaft, output shaft of gearbox, right? This output shaft or gearbox is attached to a shaft, right? Another extension shaft, which is called propeller shaft. We can find this particular shaft under a truck, right? It's a rotating member. We can just by seeing we can come to know that this particular shaft is driving member, which is called propeller shaft. So here comes the propeller shaft, and this particular propeller shaft and this output shaft of the gearbox is attached by a link or joint which called as universal joint, right? It's a universal joint. So here a holding member for this particular shaft with the chassis or body of the automobile, right? Where a gear, where a a bearing which is called U bearing, right? Here this particular bearing holds the shaft with a casing, right? So here comes another shaft, another joint which is similar to this one, right? Which is similar to this one also a universal joint. And next to this joint we have, next to this one we have a extension shaft which is connected to a housing, right? A housing. So this particular housing is called as differential. So differential, you can find this particular differential in front wheel, in rear wheel vehicles, in the rear axle, right? At the middle of the rear axle, you can find a a structure, a extended, a large structure present at the middle of the rear axle, right? This one is the differential. From the differential, we have two axes which are going to connect to these, right? So these are the driving axles. So this is the powertrain. So first we have engine, and engine at the rear side of the engine we have flywheel, and flywheel is rigidly attached through bolts, right? Flywheel is attached to clutch. This is the clutch unit, and actually the clutch is a plate, but there are several components also there in the clutch unit. And here comes a transfer box, and not transfer box, a gearbox, right? Through this gearbox, what happens, the torque and the speed is multiplied. So if we are climb, if the vehicle is climbing up to a hill, what happens, it requires much torque than the engine generates, right? There in this particular gearbox we get that higher torques than engine. Or when we are traveling in a highway, what happens, we travels 100 kilometers per hour, sometimes 90, 80, like that, right? So that speed ratio also we get in this particular gearbox. And next we have a joint. So here is the engine, this one is the flywheel, and this one is the clutch. Here is the gearbox, right? Here is the gearbox, and here comes the universal joint. Actually the drive is transferred with an angle, right? Here the shaft is bent, a little bent, right, in this axis of transmission. So this joint, universal joint, makes this shaft to tilt a little bent, a little downwards, and get connected towards differential. So here comes this is just a bearing. It's just a holding member. The inner hole is going to be inserted with this particular shaft is called propeller shaft, right? This one is the propeller shaft, and the shaft is going to be inserted in this particular bearing. So, and this bearing is holded by a structure which is rigidly attached to the chassis of the vehicle. So here this chassis, and this particular bearing is holded with chassis. So this one, because if this one is not there, if we don't have this particular universal joint, so U bearing, so all the weight of this particular shaft is going to be imposed on this particular joints. This may deflect, this may crush the bearings, crush the joints, the internal structure of the joints. So here, that's why we are giving an additional support for propeller shaft which is attached to chassis. So here come the another universal joint. So this joint couples propeller shaft with the differential. Here the shaft extension of the differential shaft, the input shaft of the differential is going to be connected with the rear side of this particular propeller shaft. And here the drive is, when the propeller shaft rotates, we have some gearing units like sun gear, pinion gears, and crown gear. So we have some gear mechanisms. We'll go through the particular topic in the next upcoming videos. And in we have sun gears which are mounted on a cross actually. So these sun gears are connected to external extension axles, which are driving axles, and these axles at one end connected with the sun gear, and another end these are connected with the vehicle, so wheels, driving wheels. So here this is about the powertrain of automobile. Up to here, this particular topic is going to be completed. So I hope this video is gonna beneficial for your preparation. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to AMG World. Do subscribe to channel. Click on the bell icon to have updates. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to AMG World.